Hi, it's me, MC of Healthy by George. I come to you every Sunday and Thursday to talk about getting older and staying healthier so that we can be functional into our very old age. And so today, what I want to talk about is the GLP-1 drugs because that is my weight loss journey. Until I was on a GLP-1 drug, I really had been struggling. I had hit a certain weight and could not budge beyond it. And I don't care how much exercise or how much cutting my diet did, nothing helped. It just sat there the same weight. And that was very discouraging. And I'm doing that a little bit now because I've gotten to a goal weight, the one that I wanted to get to at my first year of being on the tirzepatide. And now it's parked at a certain weight. And so I'm just wondering, I'm not that excited about going up to the higher dose of 10 milligrams a week because the side effect of constipation and upset stomach is real. The side effects are real, and I've been managing them. Sometimes the gas and sometimes the burping is a little unsettling, especially the gas. I'm not kidding. The gas can be really bizarre. So I'm not sure I totally want to increase the dose. So I'm going to work really hard over the next month, see what's happening, because I think one of the biggest things that I'm concerned about, because I was listening to the glucose goddess, about how when you lose weight with these drugs that you're losing muscle and fat, and then if you do gain the weight back, you're gaining back fat, and that you're not gaining back muscle. And that's where the danger lies. I'm looking good at not gaining any weight. I haven't gained any weight. I've stayed at this kind of like narrow window right below 200 pounds. And I really would like to start seeing it move a little. That would be great. I would be happy with just half a pound a week if I could get that going. With the cold weather here, oh my God, the cold weather. It is 8 degrees outside with the wind, and it's just too cold. And so trying to go outside has been a challenge. So I've been working with my rebounder and my little weights here in the apartment, just doing a little bit of breaks. I've got the timer on, and so I take a break and do some exercise in between my work, and so it keeps me moving. But sometimes this cold is just, I don't know about you, it gets me down. It makes me feel moody. It makes me feel lethargic, like all I want to do is take a nap and cuddle up under the blankets because it's so cold. So how are you dealing with the cold weather? This cold Arctic blast is really not fun. And of course, my poor little dog, he's so funny. He wants to go outside, even though I put a coat on him. Well, I have to chase to put the coat on him. He wants to stand there and sniff and shiver, sniffing and shiver. He doesn't care. His desire to sniff is so strong, he doesn't care if he's shivering. My silly little dog. But it's okay. That's what dogs do. And so I'm just trying to figure out a way for me to get more movement in, and that will help me, I think, with my mood. It will help me with my stress. It will help in overall just well-being. Movement is king. I have to keep telling myself that. Movement is king. So how are you keeping moving in this cold weather? I know if you're like me, you find it quite challenging, but I find it if I do bursts. I do these little bursts. I'm trying to do what Rhonda Fitzpatrick, I think, she has a wonderful exercise podcast. She has this very vigorous, she recommends doing like 7 to 10 minutes of very vigorous exercise. And that's supposed to be extremely beneficial for our hearts. So if you're like me, it's always be somewhat of I'm always going to be pushing it to get things going. And mainly it's because I do have these joints that hurt, my hip joint, my knee joint, my shoulder joint. It's the joint parade. What can I say? So between my joints and wanting to get healthier and move more, they're not real happy. But I'm going to see my hip doctor next week. So I don't know what he's going to say, but I have a feeling I understand what's in the future for me. But meanwhile, I will investigate some options. I am going back to what's called the stretch lab, where they do isometric stretches so that it can help you with opening up your shoulders, decreasing the stiffness, doing something that's isometric, strengthening of your muscles and stretching. It feels great when I go there. And then it feels like they're elongating your body. But I do think that one of the things that did concern me is the young child who died in this very, what is it? Those oxygenated chambers. I don't know what they are really, but it was frightening because all of these companies that are these wellness companies that are popping up, they have all these equipment like cryo freeze and red light and saunas, and they have these chambers for oxygen, or they give you these IV drips for health and wellness. Some of that really scares me a little bit because it's not being done by a medical professional, or is it? Maybe it's being done by a nurse. Or I don't understand if they keep the same type of quality and checks and controls like a medical facility is required when it's a wellness facility and not a health facility. So I really wonder about that young child who died in that very, I don't know. I know it's just like a highly pure oxygen, and that's how I think it caught on fire or something was damaged about the machine he was in. I'm not sure. But just hearing it from just in general made me very nervous about thinking about using some of these wellness clinics. And I never thought to ask about how do they check their machinery? How do they control their facilities? How do they monitor things? I think that's something I've never concerned myself. And I even think about that as a gym. Something to be concerned about is how healthy is the gym that we go to? Do they clean it? Do they do the things with all the machineries and calibrations? I don't think you could get hurt as easily at a gym as you could at some of these wellness clinics. Even I think the place that I'm going to that's a stretch lab, I think even that, if you're not with someone who's sensitive about your joints and your positioning, that could be something that would be a little bit unnerving as well. They're not a professional rehab person. They're not trained or certified in any way. They're just there as a physical or physiotherapy. It's not even physiotherapy. It's just really a stretch lab. It's a place where you go, and I'm not sure. I've asked them about their training, and most of the people there are dancers, which that means they have a lot of knowledge about their anatomy and their bodies and their wellness as far as it goes to lengthening the body and strengthening. So the people I've worked with, I felt very confident with. And also, I'm very verbal. If I feel something uncomfortable, I'm telling them right away. And I think that's key. If you don't feel comfortable about something, no matter where you are, a medical facility, a wellness facility, a sauna, a health gym, anything, if something makes you feel uncomfortable, speak up, because that's the only way things are going to change. And as we go into the third month of this first quarter, we have one more week of February. I'm going to really pay attention to my heart health and my movement. I need to get my heart rate up. I know that. I don't get my heart rate up to a high enough level, and I'm nervous about going and getting that VO2 max measurement, which is really a very high indicator of your wellness. And looking at my fat to muscle ratio. Now that I've lost this amount of weight, what is the amount of muscle I have or fat? I totally can feel a difference. So I'm planning on getting that done probably in the first part of March. So be well, my friends. We have this one beautiful life. Where are you on your health and well-being journey? Health is more than just losing weight. It's a whole process. And that's the whole key, is that I have to but I have to stay engaged every day, do something, even if it's small, like my little dog who is over there trying to dig his way through someplace, doing his happy dance. So be well, my friends. We have this one precious life. Let's live it intentionally so that we can be healthier and stronger as we get older. Join me here every Thursday and Sunday, and think about subscribing. I'd love to see you here. And tell me what you're doing for your health and well-being as you get older. So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.